Peace, everyone. Welcome back to Gigonomics. And one of the biggest questions people ask when they start transitioning away from gig apps and working with private clients is, how do I actually collect payments? Because when you're working on DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Instacart, the platform handles everything. When you're working directly with customers, whether that's senior errand services, prescription pickups, grocery runs, transportation help, or even delivery services, you need a simple system to charge people professionally. And today, I'm gonna show you 3 easy ways to collect payment. One of them is the method I personally like the most, and that's Jotforms. But I'm gonna also show you 2 quick and simple options that you can start using immediately. Let's jump into it.
First method, and the one I recommend for people who want to build a real service business, is Jotform. Jotform is basically a platform that lets you create online forms, but it's much more powerful than that. You can create things like booking forms, service request forms, intake forms, contracts, and even payment forms. So imagine this: instead of texting back and forth with a customer, trying to figure everything out, you just send them one link. They open the link and fill out a form that asks what service do they need, the pickup location, the drop-off location, date and time, and any special instruction. Then at the end of the form, they pay directly inside the form. That payment, you can connect it to things like Stripe, Square, and even PayPal. So the customer books the service and pays you at the same time. Now, the reason I like Jotform so much is because it's not just about collecting money. You can actually build an entire service workflow. So for an example, you can create a senior errand request form so families can request things like grocery runs, prescription pickups, appointment transportation, hospital discharge assistance, and even technology help for seniors. And when they submit the form, you automatically receive their request, their information, and their payment. So instead of chasing people for money, you running something that looks like a real professional business. And the best part, once you build a form once, you can reuse it over and over again. Now let's say you're just starting out and you want something very simple. The second way to collect payment is through digital payment apps. So things like Zelle, Cash App, and even Venmo. This works really well when you're dealing with local clients, especially seniors or families. So for an example, you finish a grocery run, you send them a message like this: your groceries are delivered. The total for today's service is $45. You can send payment through Zelle or Cash App, and then they send it over immediately. This method works best because it's fast, simple, and most people already use these apps. But the downside, it's not as organized or automated as something like Jotforms. That's why a lot of people start with this method, then later move to a booking system. The third way to collect payment is using payment links or invoices. Platforms like Stripe, Square, PayPal allow you to create something called a payment link. You type in the amount, create the link, and you send it to the customer. When they click the link, they can pay with either a credit card, a debit card, or any kind of digital wallet. Another option is sending a simple invoice. This works really well with things like weekly senior services, recurring clients, and business deliveries. So for an example, you might have a senior client that uses your service every week. Instead of charging every visit, you send a weekly or monthly invoice. And this is how a lot of real service businesses operate. Now here's the mindset shift I want you to understand. When you leave gig apps and start working directly with customers, you're no longer just a driver. You're running a service business. That means you need a way to book services, a way to communicate with customers, and a way to collect payment professionally. And once you have those systems in place, something interesting start happening. You stop chasing orders, and instead, you start building clients. If you're serious about building a senior service business, a delivery service, or local concierge service, learning how to collect payment is the first step. If you found any value in this video, hit the like, hit the share, leave a comment. And until next time, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, get to your hustle. Peace.